Your presence here today is significant and clearly timely. You know, Jim indicated, I think maybe it was my friend Jeff Ortenberry, that used the term intractability when dialogue regarding the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is proceeding. Well, I noted in your theme today that it was entitled Hope in Things Unseen. Well, I do have hope in things unseen. And Jim, it's because I am an Irish American.
This is not messed up.
I cannot imagine my grandparents on both sides who came from Ireland ever envisioning Ian Paisley and Martin McGuinness governing together. Reflect on that. That's as if Nasrallah and Bibi Netanyahu were having a beer in South Boston. Not a bad start to a peace process. But seriously, we can learn from the Irish peace process. I'm sure most in this room are familiar with the intractability of that conflict, where Christians killed Christians. The tragedy of those words continues to resonate for many who live today in Northern Ireland. But there is peace in Ireland. And I would submit that there were three reasons for the achievement of the Good Friday Accords. One, and this was alluded to earlier by Betty McCullough, the churches and women. Now, I don't know if that means that women go to church more frequently than men. If you've spent any time in Rome and gone to the major basilicas, you will see more women than men. But it is true. Mothers demanded peace. And their voices resonated throughout the churches, both Catholic and Protestant. There is a lesson there, and it should not be difficult to digest that lesson. That's why it is so important that you are here today representing your denominations, your confessions. It is so important. I cannot overstate that. And then, we were fortunate to have George Mitchell. I know George Mitchell. I wish I had his skill. I wish I had his integrity. I wish I had his talent. A remarkable individual that was so important to the ending of the Troubles in Northern Ireland. And I almost did an Irish jig when President Obama appointed George Mitchell as his envoy to the Middle East. I have confidence. I am optimistic. I think we've arrived at a very, very special moment in time in history that will not only benefit the parties directly implicated in the conflict. But as Jim indicated, it is in American national interest. It's in the interest of everyone on the globe. I'm an adherent of the view that the resolution of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict is the linchpin to peace in that extremely troubled region. The third reason for success in Northern Ireland was there was a significant, sustained engagement of the American president and the American Congress. It would not have occurred without that key component in that equation. Bill Clinton had the courage to invite a terrorist to the White House. His name happened to be Jerry Adams, who was the leader of Sinn Féin and clearly was implicated in the IRA. That's the Irish Republican Army, for those of you who may not be that familiar. That was an act of courage. And that's what we need here in this institution today. That's what we need in this country. And that's what you can do today and during the course of time, is enable those of us that on occasion need some courage, need some political cover. We look sometimes around us and the foxhole is empty. That's why it's important to have you here today and to deliver a message of peace. Now, you see, that's what Bill Clinton did. And the results are now being touted throughout the world. There's a little-known effort that is ongoing in Iraq today. There's a group from South Africa and a group from Northern Ireland that are preaching peace and reconciliation among the groups. The Helsinki Accords Part 2, if you will. And that is what provides me hope in terms of the unsettled but hopeful status quo in Iraq. Now, let me suggest that there is some evidence. You can interpret it differently. But given the success, the unparalleled success of President Obama's speech in Cairo less than a week ago, what's happened? Well, I dare say that, and I'll have to use the word might, the results of the election in Lebanon were surprising. A pro-Western coalition prevailed when it was clear from the pundits that Hezbollah and the other coalition, supported by Syria and Iran, would prevail. There is hope. There is hope out there. Can you imagine when the last time was anywhere in the globe that identifying with the United States, in particular, and the West, was not an impediment to electoral success? I think we're at a very special moment in history.
People arrive on the scene at the right time. Whether it's Clinton or Adams, or Ted Kennedy, who, by the way, played as significant a role in terms of Irish peace as anyone. He happens to be one of my dearest friends, and please pray for him. But you are here today. You can make a difference. There was a slogan out saying, yes, we can. Well, today be Irish, be optimistic, because we can deliver the message and preach courage as well as peace, and remind folks that blessed are the peacemakers. Thank you.